All right, good morning, traders. Today is December 5th, 2024. My name is John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody out there in digital land. I'm talking about Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all of you. Thank you so much for being part of my platform for BYOB Trading. All right, so my SPY pivot this morning, 605.50. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. Okay, SPY closed with 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute uptrend. SPY, Diamond Dow, FNGU, QQQ, and T2123 yesterday made new all-time highs. All of them. All right. All of the Fab 5 are in daily uptrends. IWM made a lower high and a lower low, closing inside a bullish trap over the 17. Gold and silver both in downtrends. Gold made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish cross, but underneath the 17. Silver made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap and over the 17 EMA. UNG started a new downtrend, made a lower high and a lower low, closing under the bearish trap, under a 17. USO still in that consolidation wedge, is in an uptrend and made an outside day. That's a higher high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17. US dollar index still in an uptrend, closed near the 106.38 area. US dollar currently backing off that 23-month high. All right, let's go take a look at some charts this morning. Okay, so here's a 10-minute. Let's go back. It's a 10-minute chart. All right, so 10-minute chart of the SPY right here. We got 10-minute uptrend, a little pullback to VWAP right here, the gold. See the brown line right there. And then back up, all right, for another rip up to make a higher high. So makes a higher low and then makes a higher high. All right, so here's 10-minute. You got a 10-minute uptrend. That's the faster moving average on top of the slower moving average. So that's a 10-minute uptrend going into the close. The close is this shaded area right there. So there's SPY closing with a 10-minute uptrend in the evening hours yesterday. Take a look at the 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart, same deal. Shaded area is the closed area. All right, it's the closing market hours. Okay, price action. You got price and the 3 up over the white line. That's the 8 EMA. There's a bullish trap going into the close on the SPY yesterday evening. On the daily chart, what do we got on the daily chart? We've got new all-time highs. Okay, nothing else needs to be said because it doesn't get any better than that when your product is making new all-time highs. All right, let's take a look at the Let's take a look at the MMRP. All right, let's take a quick review. All right, first part of the MMRP is the igniting section. Happens to be a 4-candle section, so there's your igniting move. It's a 4 candle, so we're going to measure off 4 candles of rest. So now we do 4 candles of rest up here. Okay, the market is stunned. They don't know what just happened. They can't believe it. It's unbelievable. Did you see what happened? We were going down and then we reversed. Hence the whole name, market makers reversal pattern. So there's 4 candles of rest. Then we do 4 candles of testing support. Okay, so where do we test support? See the bottoms of these 4 candles here interlock with these candles highs over here. That would be the minor support up there. So slap a line in. And you can see where we got 4 candles testing the tops of this consolidation right through here. So we got some little bit of consolidation, okay, right through here. All right, there's your consolidation. And here we come back, test 4 candles, and we test the tops of that minor support right here. We like this. This is normal for us. All right, so here's 4 candle test of support. Next, we got our price advancement moves. We get 3 price advancement moves. All right, so first one is going to be a battery of 4 candles. Okay, why? Because it took 4 candles to reach the top. Okay, so we got a 4 candle price advancement move making a higher low and a higher high. So let's back that off. That's a little bit too loud. Let's try this one right here. So here's your price advancement move number 1. All right, we had Thanksgiving, so this will be a 3-bar, all right, a 3-candle price advancement move, making a higher low and a higher high. Now we're on price advancement candle number 3. Price advancement move number 3, making a higher low and a higher high. You can see it already did what it's supposed to do. It already met the minimum requirements. Okay, it made the higher low and it made the higher high. Okay, if we break this low, all right, this bullishness is over. Okay, don't want to break that low down here. Okay, so we got day 1, day 2, could get 2 more days. Doesn't mean they have to go up on these last 2 days. We've already met all of the requirements for the MMRP before the 3rd price advancement candle, price advancement move is done by making the higher low and the higher high. Just don't want to make a lower low. All right, so there's SPY on the MMRP. Igniting move, all right? Got igniting move. Pause, they're stunned. They don't know what just happened. Can you believe that? Oh my God, did you see that rip, okay? Pull back. Hey, let's go check resistance because they broke through resistance. See, all of this was resistance before they broke through it, okay? So they broke through this resistance. Now they want to check it and make sure it's going to hold as support. So there's the 4-candle hold or check of support. Okay, 4 candles because it's a 4-candle move. All right, then we got price advancement move number 1. All right, price advancement move number 1, price advancement move number 2. Got a holiday in there, so that's why it's only 3 candles. And then we got price advancement move number 3. All right, this one's not finished yet, but it's already met all of the requirements. So if they happen to just fill gap and hang out up here all in the next 2 days, that's fine. It's still the MMRP, and we very well could get a 4th price advancement move. I don't count on them, but they sometimes do happen. So keep an eye. As long as everything still stays alive, we will play this pattern until it is broken. Okay, so we're looking for, after these 2 candles print, for the SPY, that's today and tomorrow. All right, and then we will look forward to Monday, starting the 4th price advancement move. I typically only count on 3, all right, but nothing says I've seen these go on for, I don't know, 4, 5, up to 8, all the way up to 10 price advancements, all right? So we very well could get a 4th one, a 5th one, a 6th one, who knows, all right? Market's in bull mode. That's a nice grind. That's a nice slope right there, okay? Not too steep, all right? And it's just starting to get going right there. So there's SPY. All right, so let's clear all of that off. All right, we are in a daily uptrend. Again, new all-time highs. All right, let's go take a look at, let's put the pivot in and get some marching orders. All right, first thing we're going to do is put the pivot in, and the pivot goes, where did my line go? Here it is. Pivot goes right here. Okay, 605.50. Okay, we're going to drag it up right about there, 605.50, close enough, maybe. Yeah, I got it. All right, 605.50, above it, okay, above it up here, I'm a bull. Down here, I'm a bear, okay? Down here, I'm a bear, up here, I'm a bull, okay? If price gets underneath the pivot here, okay, I will look for, that would be red erases green down here, okay? That would be red erasing green, and that would be my entry underneath 605.50. All right, I need a red candle that's not a bottoming tail candle, not a doji, and not a green candle. All right, on the upside, all right, let's get another line. Green erase is red right here, okay, 607.78, okay? Once green goes over that, that's green erase is red right over 607.78. 608 was a target yesterday. We got as high as, I think, 607.91. All right, so there's my entry, 607.78. Okay, that's the green erases red scenario for SPY on the 10-minute for another move up higher. All right, so there we are with SPY. Okay, so underneath 605.50, I'm a bear. Okay, over 607.78 is an entry for green erases red bullishness to the upside. All right, so let's take a look at that. Let's go back to QQQ. All right, and we'll take a look at that on the daily chart. All right, so there's the marching orders this morning. Let's take a look at QQQ. On the daily chart, new all-time high on QQQ. Okay, enough said. Nothing else can be said, all right? Doesn't get any better than that. New all-time highs. That's bullish. All right, FNGU. Okay, new all-time highs. Same deal. Okay, doesn't get any better than that. That's bullish. All right, Diamond Dow. All right, new all-time high. That's bullish. Doesn't get any better than that. All right, IWM. All right, price action for IWM. Lower high, lower low, closing inside a bullish trap. Over a rising 17, above an anchored VWAP, a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, closing up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. All right, you got to move up, moving over to the right. You guys know this is one of my favorite patterns I like to see. Price moves up. Take that off. Price moves up and then holds the higher ground. Okay, that's a bullish outlook for me. All right, that's bullish behavior. Okay, when we go up and we come back down, that's just neutral. All right, that's not bullish, it's just neutral. It's got to go up and hold the higher ground. All right, you go up and you come past, that's bearish. All right, so you go up and you give it up and more, that's bearish. You go up, you give it all up, that's going to be neutral. Okay, so we're up and we're holding the higher ground. Okay, not to mention, anytime we make higher lows, that's a bullish outlook for me as well. Okay, you got higher low, another higher low. Look what they did. They made a higher high. Okay, bullish outlook when they continue to make higher lows. You can do this in your swing trading too. So there's IWM, still in bull mode, closing in quadrant 4, over the rising 17, over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. IWM is in bull mode. All of the Fab 5 are in bull mode. Let's take a look at our technicals, T21.22. Okay, I was planning on price action kind of scooting back up into the buy zone yesterday. Right here, I was planning on this to kind of happen. Okay, but instead, we didn't even knock on the door to the buy zone. We just went, we happened to be going on this. I was hoping for this. I got this, okay? So, nonetheless, T21.23 made a new all-time high. So that's great news there. And the markets made new highs, okay? So here's price action, T21.22. We spent the day hanging out in the buyer's chop zone, okay? I would have thought we made our way into the buy zone with all those new all-time highs. We did not. All right, so kind of a fortune teller there, telling us that we could be nearing a top. So keep an eye on that MMRP pattern because it may stop going up soon. We'll see what happens. We hit 608, so we see what happens. All right, so there's T21.22 on the 15-minute. Okay, what did we make yesterday? We made lower highs and higher lows. So we're kind of consolidating into this wedge right through here, all right? Got a downward wedge. Hopefully we get a rip that goes like that. We'll see what happens, all right? We are still hanging out in the buyer's chop zone, okay? So that's on the bullish side of the midpoint, all right? So that's something to be happy about. Just not in the buy zone or the overbought zone. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at T21.23. And T21.23 put in new all-time high yesterday. Okay, a little green, a little pullback to VWAP, a couple of red candle bars there. All in all, new all-time high. Nice grind up to the upside. Look how it's just a slow grind, and they can continue this for a long time. Okay, so nice work on T2123. Obviously, new all-time high, closing up over the 200 SMA, up in quadrant 4. Everything's still bullish, T2123. Here's the same chart on a 3-bar, all right? It's just the whole day segmented into 3 candles instead of into 15-minute sections, okay? So 2 T2123, again, new all-time high. It's the same chart as we just looked at. It's just different time frame. Up over rising 200 SMA, so it's bullish on the smaller time frame and bullish on the bigger time frame. All right, that's something we like to see. All right, I don't see any exhaustion yet. All right, so I don't think this bull move is over. I think we're into something that's probably going to get hyperbolic, parabolic. Okay, something that kind of goes like this. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at FNGU. FNGU did great yesterday. Okay, if it's going to happen, if that parabolic move for the indexes is going to happen, it's going to happen with the FNGU. All right, FNGU making new all-time highs yesterday. Nice work on FNGU. Green from the beginning of the day to the end of the day and even into the post-market, pre-market. Okay, still inking out. Look at that. Already got another new all-time high this morning on FNGU. If that doesn't tell you the market's in bull mode, I don't know what does. All right, so FNGU getting cranked up early this morning. All right, let's take a look at, let's go visit some sectors. All right, first sector we'll look at is precious metals. First precious metal, both of them are both in downtrends. Silver. Start off with silver. Silver's in a downtrend because they broke this low right here with these candles right there. Okay, so they're still in a downtrend. In order to negate the downtrend, they have to take out this lower high right there. Okay, they have to take out that high. A lot of work to do to take out that high. Price action is leaning on the bullish side. Why? Because they're over the 50-yard line. They're over the midpoint. They're on the bullish side of the quad lines. All right, but they're underneath the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, that's a 12-year high. That's a 12-year prior high. Okay, this is a 12-year high anchored VWAP right there. We're underneath it. This is a prior 12-year high anchored VWAP. We're underneath that one too. Okay. And we're in a downtrend, okay? But the good news is we're on the bullish side of the 50-yard line, okay? So as long as we keep scoring some first downs, I'm happy. All right, price action yesterday, you can see right here, closing over the bullish trap and over the 17 EMA. That's bullish as well, okay? So we're bullish, just not moving up right now, okay? We are still in that daily downtrend until we start to take out that high, all right? It'd be really nice if we see price action get up on top of these 12-year high anchored VWAPs and hold up there. That will be a very bullish outlook for me, all right? So let's take a look. Well, that will be interesting to play to the upside. So there's silver. All right, let's take a look at gold. Gold kind of in the same scenario, but not as bad off as silver, all right? Let's take a look. And one more time. All right, notice silver was down here, okay? Silver was hanging out down here. Gold is in the upper third, all right? That's where the strength is right now. Gold's in the upper third, so that's bullish. All right, let's take a look at gold. Gold is in a downtrend. They're in a downtrend because they took out this low right here with these candles right here. Okay, so they made a lower low. That puts them in a downtrend. Now, if price has made a higher low right there, if they take out that high right there, they'll be back into an uptrend. Okay, so they take out that high, they negate the downtrend, and they resume an uptrend. All right, so there's gold on the daily chart. Gold currently in the upper third. That's bullish. Gold currently leaning on the all-time high anchored VWAP. Also bullish. Gold underneath the 17, not so bullish. Gold closing over the trap, kind of bullish right there. Okay, so we're in an area where they need to decide what they're going to do. They're going to go back up here and attack this high, which I expect them to do. Either double bottom down here and then rip up and take out that high. All right, kind of possibly a scenario that could play out. Anyways, all right, making a higher low and a higher high, closing over the trap, but under the 17 EMA. Okay, so there's gold. Let's take a look at energy. All right, let's take a look at UNG. UNG in a downtrend. Okay, UNG in a downtrend. Started a new downtrend yesterday when they took out this low right there. Okay, so they took out this candle, took out that low, made a lower low. Okay, so UNG in a downtrend. They were in an uptrend, but they just weren't moving up. So UNG takes out the low, makes a new downtrend, and price action for yesterday is a lower high and a lower low, closing under the bearish trap under the 17 EMA. Down here in quadrant 1, okay, not very bullish at all. Okay, so there's UNG. And where are the all-time lows for UNG? I just want to pan out here. Okay, so there's the all-time low right there for UNG. And that was made about the beginning, late October right there. Looks like the beginning of November, late October. All right, so there's UNG. Let's take a look at USO. USO currently in an uptrend. All right, they got themselves into an uptrend by taking out this high right here, and they took it out with those candles right there. Okay, UNG kind of in a USO kind of in a consolidation wedge. You can see price action right there. I'm really not interested in USO till they get something going. They're neither in an uptrend nor a downtrend. They're just kind of on the bigger picture. Okay, they're in an uptrend on the daily. All right, but you can see they're not breaking out of this wedge. All right, I'd like to see something with some follow through. Okay, so there's USO on the daily. Again, trying to break out of this wedge. Ever since they've taken out this high right here, they've just been consolidating. You can see right here, they came up here, they made a higher low, they failed to make a higher high here. They came back here, made a higher low, and they failed to make a higher high here. Okay, so they're just kind of consolidating into this wedge. Eventually, price action is going to break out of this wedge, and I would like to probably support the winner of the breakout on whichever side it does. Okay, so there's USO. All right, still consolidating, nothing to play here. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. SMH. All right, SMH did a great job yesterday without Intel. All right, SMH, higher low, higher high, closing in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Closing over the bullish trap, that's bullish. Closing over the 17, also bullish. Closing over the all-time high anchored VWAP, also bullish. Okay, price action, all right, moves up, kind of holding this higher ground up here. A lot of consolidation going on. All right, but holding the higher ground, that part is bullish. All right, so SMH trying to start something. All right, we'll see what happens. SMH looking good. All right, let's take a look at XLK, it's technology sector. All right, XLK puts in new all-time highs yesterday. All right, doesn't get any better than that. All right, enough said. Okay, new all-time high for XLK. XLI. Industrials, all right, all in all, okay, it's still a move up and a hold, just a sloppy hold up here, okay. We're up here in quadrant 4, that's bullish, all right. Closed over the bullish trap, that's bullish. Closing over the rising 17, that's bullish. And closing over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, also bullish. Everything's still bullish in the industrials, right there, still looking good. Let's take a look at XLU. All right, XLU is typically a defensive sector. We're not expecting this to make new all-time highs, but it did about 7 days ago back here, about a week ago right there. All right, so price action moving up and holding the higher ground up here, okay? Moving up, holding this higher ground. All right, so that's bullish right there. It's a sloppy hold, but it's still bullish, holding this area up here. Okay, so price action, right now, you can see price action is in the upper quadrant. All right, that's bullish. Over the all-time high anchored VWAP, also bullish. Okay, underneath the 17 EMA, not so much, and underneath the bearish trap, not so much. All right, but all in all, it's still bullish up here. Okay, that's XLU. All right, that's our utility sector. That's typically a defensive sector. It's expected to make new all-time highs when we go into a recession, because money will tend to flock into safety, and the utilities tend to be safe. Everybody's going to need water and electric and gas, okay? And what I mean by gas is like to heat your home, all right? That kind of gas, all right? So there's XLU, there's the utilities coming off of their all-time highs up here about a week ago, okay? But still up here in quadrant 4, all right? So there's XLU. Let's take a look at XLE. This would be energy, all right? Energy getting walloped here yesterday, okay? Lower high, lower low. Closing not in the upper third, not in quadrant 4, underneath a bearish trap, underneath a 17 EMA, but over the midpoint and over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, still a little bit of bullishness left to it. Still got ourselves an uptrend. That uptrend is still holding right there. Okay, so far, just a pullback. Steep pullback. This would be minor support right here. You can see all of these wicks right through here should have been minor support. We got a bounce there. We don't seem to be getting a bounce here. We'll see. Maybe they need to touch the all-time high anchored VWAP and then bounce off of that and the midpoint. We'll see what happens. All right. So there's XLE. That's the energy sector. All right. Next one we'll look at is XRT. Here's our retail sector. Retail sector doing what I like to see. Okay. Price action moving up and holding the higher ground. All right. I like that. Price action. Look for another move to the upside. Okay? Look for another move. Get up there. We don't want it to go straight up. We kind of want it to go like this. We'd actually like it to creep up, because it can go on forever when it creeps up. But anyways, okay, that's a bullish behavior right up there. Closing up in quadrant 4, over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA, breaking out of a 10-month consolidation right here. All of this, that's your 10-month consolidation. Kind of got to include that too. Okay, right there, breaking out of that 10-month consolidation. All right, again, consolidation over prior consolidation is bullish. So maybe they get up here and do a 10-month deal, the same thing. You know, kind of just bounce back and forth on top of this consolidation. That could happen. Okay, so there's XRT right now breaking out of this consolidation. You can see it's held for 3 days or more, looking for some continuation on the XRT. There's a nice start yesterday. All right, last one, IYT. Then we go look at the economic package. All right, last one is IYT. All right, IYT, not a pretty day yesterday, kind of like a loser dog. Look at that red candle, but IYT, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, okay? Series of higher lows and higher highs, all still in an uptrend right there, okay? So this is still bullish. It's up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. And let's zoom in so we can see what it looks like in there. Okay. Closing underneath the bearish trap. Not so pretty. All right. Closing underneath the rising 17, not so pretty there. And closing underneath prior all-time high anchored VWAP, not so pretty there, but still bullish up in quadrant 4. Hasn't made any lower lows, so it's still in a daily uptrend. Okay, take a look at XRT. Okay, making higher highs and higher lows, still in a daily uptrend. Let's take a look at XLU. All right, you can see making higher highs. All right, it's still in an uptrend. Let's take a look at XLI. All right, still making higher highs. That's still in an uptrend. Okay, so all these sectors still in an uptrend. Take a look at XLE. All right, XLE has still not made a lower low. All right, and it's making higher highs, so it's still in an uptrend right here, XLE. All right, so you get a lot of stuff that doesn't look good, but it's not in a downtrend yet. All right, so we just did the transports. All right, still some bullish characteristics left, still in that uptrend. All right, let's take a look at the economic package. And what do we got here on the economic package? All right, here we got the dollar. Like that red candle there, that should inspire the market. Okay, for the dollar, dollar's been in an uptrend. It's a daily chart of the dollar. Dollar making higher lows and higher highs. It's a 23-month high right there. Okay, we're currently backing off of that 23-month high. Price action yesterday closed in that green doji right there. Okay, so right around 106.36. When we have a weak dollar, our goods and services are cheaper, okay, for foreign countries to buy. Okay, why? Because they got to convert their currency to our currency, and if we have a strong dollar, costs them more of their currency to buy our goods and services. So we don't want a strong dollar, okay? The consumer may want a strong dollar, but as a vendor of goods and services, we want a weak dollar. That way we can have a bigger share of the global marketplace. All right, so currently backing off of that 23-month high. On the economic calendar, Mr. Powell spoke yesterday. Didn't seem to do much. Beige book at 2. Didn't seem to do much. We didn't break trend. Everything's still the same. All right, this morning, international trading goods and services, 8:30 this morning, jobless claims, 8:30, gas report at 10, got a Fed speaker at 11:30, and a Fed balance sheet at 4. Tomorrow, the employment situation at 8:30, got a Fed speaker, consumer sentiment at 10, Goolsby's going to speak at 10:30, and you can see they've got the gas report, and a couple more Fed speakers, and then consumer credit at 3. All right, as well as options expiration that happened on Friday. Okay, so really light week after Mr. Powell. He was the main event this week, so everything's looking pretty good. I'm not really worried about the employment situation. It may come in hot or something like that, but all in all, nothing's going to faze me. This is seasonal for down here in South Florida. There's a lot of hiring going on to get ready for the seasonal snowbirds to come down here. So this area is doing well. I can't speak for the rest of America, of the USA, but everything's still looking good. Plus, it's the holiday season. There'll be a lot of hiring during the holiday season. So it kind of voids all employment numbers that come out, unless they come out really, really whacked out. But I don't, and if they did that, I think someone would think that it needs to be audited because something's wrong. All right, so there we go with that. So let's take a look at, we did the dollar, we did the economic calendar, Max Payne for today. Let's refresh that. And earnings calendar, let's do that. All right, earnings calendar, we got Toronto Dominion Bank, TD, $98 billion. And they report this morning. Bank of Montreal, $69 billion. Again, some familiar names, Lululemon. All right, but nothing that's going to move the markets. All right, for Friday, we've got again familiar names, nothing that's going to move the markets. Monday, got a half of $1 trillion going to report Monday evening. That's tech. Tech usually reports in the evening. So we got 521 billion. They're going to report Monday evening. They could move the markets. Okay, MongoDB. Again, some more familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the market. It's not like Oracle. All right, see if Max Payne's coming in. Max Payne is 606. We're already there. All right, 606. I think we're actually above it. Put to call ratio is 2 puts to every call. Okay, could see some more put squeeze come in this morning. We'll see. All right, I'm going to take questions in the room. If there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and render my video, and I'll see you guys in right around 9:15, 9:20, and we'll kick off the market. And I'll get the game plan posted up for Facebook and on for the room here. All right.